Hello, long time no see. It's been a long time since I've been on YouTube. I've been having fun with Tater Tot. He's been great. He's really into trains right now. And I got a little project here that I think will be easy enough to show everyone how to use Fusion 360. I'm going to assume that you already have downloaded it and you've opened it up, and now you're stumped as to how to actually get something to 3D print. So we have a very simple project. It's making kind of like a dog bone section for this piece of track. Um, Little problem with the wood cracking, so we will make one out of plastic. And yeah, we will show you some of the features of Fusion 360 and how easy it is to draw. So I just opened up Fusion, and of course it forgot some of my preferences already. So when you have it all wide open like this, up in the corner there should be your head. And then if you look at preferences, this screen will pop up, and it has all sorts of great stuff in here to make sure that you don't have to do it and redo it and redo it and redo it. And I'm just trying to think if there's anything in here that I really want to change at the moment, but yeah, if you're pissed off at something, it's in here, and you can change it. So, anyway, when I do a drawing, usually I do it from the top down to start, and then of course it forgot the setting I like, where you have a grid. So we go down here to the grid, pick out layout grid, and now we can guesstimate the world. So, any rate, I always use um, millimeters. It just it like inches are great and stuff. I'm like almost 6'1" or whatever. It looks good on a driver's license, but for engineering stuff out, millimeters is way better. So if you're using your mouse, uh, if you click down on the mouse wheel, you can grab and move this around. That's a pretty important skill to know. If you want to rotate things you're looking at, you grab the cube up in the corner and you can twist it around and look at it. So we're going to start by making this little dog bone. So if you click on home, it'll go to orthographic view. So we want to go back to the top. Now I'm squared up again. So if you remember from high school, this is the 0, 0 mark in the center. So anything moving in this direction is positive. Anything moving in this direction is negative in both measurements. And then you have positive in the y, negative in the x, and negative y, positive in the x. So usually I don't draw like around that dot. I draw off to one side of that dot. Okay, so first you'll have to go to create sketch, and yeah, you pick create sketch. Then you're gonna pick like the plane you'll be drawing in, because since it's on a cube, you could have started not on top. You could have started on the front, or you could have started from the bottom or the sides. So yeah, you want to pick which plane you want to draw on, and I always start from the top. So click on the top. Now you'll see this top changed. Now we have the drawing palette up. So, uh, my father-in-law, he's the guy with the trains for my son. So he sent me these absolutely lovely like drawings with very detailed measurements in millimeters. So we're definitely on the exact same wavelength on that. So trying not to cover my face the whole time I'm doing this. Our first thing we have to do is we need an 11 millimeter circle. So I go up here, I pick circle, and it's very dark. It's Canada. It's winter time. I'm in my basement. Okay, so we pick a circle. And so circles on this thing, you always draw them as a diameter, but they always measure as a radius. So just yeah, keep that in mind. There are okay. So my Bluetooth disconnected and reconnected, so that might be happening a few times today. Hopefully, oh great. Let's check my. No, I got 70% battery. Okay. Okay. So we need to draw a circle. So the very first circle I need to draw is 11 millimeters. So and you gave diameter of 11 millimeters, and one of these blocks is 10 by 10 millimeters. So we'll just zoom in so it's easier to see. Then he has the total from this edge. So it's two 11s and a 13. So we've got a total of 35. So we're going to go from here. So I picked line. So this is where this kind of gets kind of goofy. So I'm going to go from the center over to the edge because that's like I'm trying to make this little uh, dot. It's late at night, so I think it's a vertex. I can't remember now. It's been a while. Last time I stepped foot into college was like, oh, gotta be 2005. So, anyway, you get your little dot, uh, drawing from the center because the center already has the dot on the circle, and then it'll auto grab the edge of the circle. Now I have the dot there, even though I have this little line here. Now I can measure back. So I pull the line over, and then you can see like there's like the box that turns green. So right now I can just type it in. So I wanted yeah 35. All right. So now I know when I draw my next circle, it'll be 35 away. So I'll click on circle again. And then if you look here, there's what's called a 2-point circle. So most of your circles will be the center diameter circle. That means you're picking the center and drawing it out. So you pick and drawing it out like that. And to get out of this, you hit escape. And then, but we want what's called a 2-point circle. So I'm going to start my circle on this point, and then I'm going to drag it back. And I want it also to be 11. And then I hit enter, and bam. So now I have the right dimension outside to outside. And then, so he gave a dimension of 13 in the center, but for drawing this, it really doesn't matter too much. So he says the thickness is 5 millimeters. So there's a few ways around this. So one way is we're just going to go up, and we're going to type in 2.5. Oh, yeah, sometimes it doesn't take it. So we're going to go 2.5 and then hit enter. Okay, so now we have 2.5 there. And then we're going to go up here. And sometimes I find if you go to the next one, so it latched on to 10 there, but now I'm going to type in the 2.5, and there it took it. So now we have a 5 millimeter thickness. So you can see it starts drawing that like green line like that. That's kind of what we want. So we'll lock onto this vertex, and then we'll go out, and then we'll latch onto the circle, and then we'll draw this one, and then we'll hook onto the circle. So now, yeah, my hands, they're always up. But you want to take this trim tool. So you'll use this lot. So you take this, and now we can clip this out. We can clip that out, and that, and that. We can clip the inside of the circle out like that. And then, um, yeah, so now we have our dog bone shape. And we kind of want to just see how it goes like over and then like hard in. We just want to soften this just a little bit. So we'll go to the fillet button. We'll click on it. and then we click on it, and we click on the circle, and it does nothing because it only really works between like two lines. So unfortunately, that ain't gonna work for us. I'll zoom in again. I'll try it one more time. If I click there and I click there, let's see, there's no actual angle there, so can't fillet it. But if we take our trim tool again and we cut the inside of the circle out, now I think it should take off and do it. So, oh yeah, there we go. And it's just going to put in 1 millimeter, and that's all we want. And so part of the reason we're doing this is you don't really want these like sharp 90-degree corners on things, because that is a place where you're probably going to have cracking if you're doing the 3D printing. So we're just going to get rid of those. There we go. So this would go on this railroad track, and you got to picture a kid playing with it. So on the bottom, it's very flat, and I think this dog bone, if you just put it in, and it's like the least bit loose, it's just gonna want to ride out. So even though he doesn't have it in the photo, I know it's gonna work better with like a little bit of a like an apron around it at the bottom, so that when you put it underneath on the floor, it just can't ride up through. So we're just going to add that. So if you go to the offset and select that, and then it'll select this whole outer line if it's not broken. And then, so it's trying to offset it to the inside now. But we're just going to go to the outside, and we'll go, I don't know, maybe 2 millimeters. Well, but it's -2 because we're going to the outside. -2. And -2 isn't always to the outside, but this time it's to the outside. So now we have the little bit of a lip that'll keep it seated at the bottom. So we'll click OK. All right, so now we have the shape. So now how do we go 3D? This is the probably the hardest thing, maybe not, if you haven't figured it out. So we're gonna go finish sketch. So now we have this dog bone shape. We're gonna grab onto this cube, and we're gonna tilt it so that it's kind of on its side. And then we're going to pick this extrude, click on it, click on this, grab onto the arrow. We're going to check what thickness. It would be 11 millimeters. Oh, I just noticed that he had the full length of 35 millimeters. I tell you, it's nice having a father-in-law who knows how to draft a little bit. Okay, so at any rate, I could pull it up slowly, or I could just type in 11, and beautiful. And then we're going to click OK. And it's going to be, it says right here, a new body. So this is like, once you do this, this is like having a fake piece of plastic on the screen. It's an actual part. So now, if we take a look at this, we have a 3D dog bone. So I want to make that little piece on the bottom that's going to keep it like in the railroad track, but not really, you know, make the track ride up. So it doesn't have to be very thick, but I'm going to have to hold the control key, control, control, and then if I go back to extrude, we're going to lift it up, and 1 millimeter, like it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it might do it. So I think we're just going to try that. So now there's a very important thing you got to check. It says over here on operation, it says join. So that means it's going to join this piece of fake plastic to this piece of fake plastic to make one. And you click OK. Then we're going to go over to the sketches tab over here, and we will make the sketch disappear. And now you can clearly see that we have the dog bone shape with the keeper on the bottom. And that is pretty slick. So to make this easier to go into the piece of wood, instead of having this 90-degree on the top, we'll go over to here to the fillet command. So we'll click on it. We'll click on this edge. So you can just grab onto the blue arrow and pull, as it, of course, uh, sometimes the like overall it's pretty fast, but so zero point 0.5 millimeters, so it's making like a zero point 0.5 millimeter round edge on it, just to make it easier to use. And yeah, that I'd say I am done. That is the piece that is required. So you can see how rapidly you can come up with a plastic part you need. And then next thing is to 3D print it. So we're going to click OK to save and fill it. You might actually want to save every once in a while. So we're going to go and we're going to type in wooden frame connector. Okay, save that. Pops up nice. All of your files are in the data panel on the side. So that's where you find all the stuff you save. And then you can hide it just by clicking X. But all you have to do to get your STL is you go to File, 3D Print. So preparation type, we're export. So my Bluetooth just connected and disconnected again because, of course, when you're trying to do this and the only mic you have is your earphones, it connects and disconnects like crazy. So we've selected the object. There we go, one selected. We wanted an STL ASCII, unit type millimeter, and then refinement settings. I've always got it to the max. So I go, okay. And then this one would be wooden track connector, and then STL files, and then it's gonna go onto my desktop. And then when I hit save, there we go. It's out of Fusion now. So we're just gonna fire up Creality. Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth connected. Okay. So wow. Okay. I'll do this later. Skip this version. Actually, I'll just hit X. So you got your Creality print, and I just make this small. Hide this. Where did that go? Wooden. Oh, I spelled that horribly. Uh, I just drag it and drop it in, and then if we zoom in here, uh, this button right here is great. You click on what's the bottom, and there you go. And I think he wants 4 of these. So then I just copy paste. Yeah, I'm not as quick at this one as I am on the other one, but let's just try Control CV. Oh, there we go. So the old Control CV works. So we got 4 of them now. It's got them all laid out. I check over here. I'm doing PTG, and yeah, let's try this out. Let's slice the plate. There you go. That's it. She's sliced. G code is created. All I gotta do is click print plate and it'll go on my printer and it'll print these off. That's how easy it is to make things on Fusion and then put them into Creality and print them off. That is the magic of 3D printing and AutoCAD all together. I wish I could figure out a way to like actually make money at this, but for now, fixing all sorts of little things around the house. Yeah, kind of a great system. I like it. All right, nice seeing you guys again. If you got any questions, just leave them in the comments. I think I'm going to be doing quite a few of these tutorials on Fusion, just to get everybody kind of, you know, a little bit more versed in how to draw on it. And yeah, it's just like a violin. Practice makes perfect. The more you use it, the easier it is to do this. All right, bye bye.